History and culture, Narragaga trains and tea hills. In the heart of a far-off land, nestled among lush green tea hills, lived a friendly villager named Yuki. One Thursday, as the sun rose over the hills, Yuki boarded a narrow-gauge train bound for the bustling city. As the train chugged along, Yuki marveled at the breathtaking scenery outside. Verdant valleys, cascading waterfalls, and distant mountains. She shared stories with fellow passengers about her humble village and its rich tea traditions. Upon arrival in the city, Yuki was met with the hustle and bustle of the crowded marketplace. Tea vendors offered their finest blends while merchants peddled trinkets from far-off lands. Yuki navigated through the maze of stalls, searching for a familiar face. Finally, finding her friend Hiroshi, Yuki learned that he was organizing a grand exhibition about the rich history of narrow-gauge trains. Excited by this discovery, Yuki eagerly followed Hiroshi to the museum. As they entered the museum, Yuki was awestruck by the size of the exhibition hall. Row upon row of antique narrow-gauge trains filled the space, each one more impressive than the last. Hiroshi pointed out significant details and shared captivating stories about each train's history. By the end of their exploration, Yuki had gained a newfound appreciation for the role that narrow-gauge trains played in connecting remote communities and preserving traditions. She was particularly moved by the stories of the tea farmers who relied on these trains to transport their precious cargo. After their museum visit, Yuki and Hiroshi attended a traditional tea ceremony where they marveled at the graceful movements and elegant presentation of the tea. The ceremony was a beautiful representation of the deep respect for nature and tradition that is central to Japanese culture. With a renewed sense of pride in her heritage, Yuki boarded the narrow-gauge train for the journey back home. She couldn't wait to share her newfound knowledge with her fellow villagers and help preserve their cherished traditions. Upon returning home, Yuki immediately gathered the villagers for a special meeting. She shared stories of her adventure in the city, the fascinating history of narrow-gauge trains, and the importance of preserving their tea traditions. Inspired by Yuki's tales, the villagers decided to take action. They vowed to work together to protect the tea hills and ensure that their beloved traditions would live on for generations to come. In the days that followed, the villagers worked tirelessly to restore the tea hills and share their cherished traditions with others. Their determination was unwavering as they faced challenges and persevered through setbacks. In the end, their efforts paid off. The villagers stood united on a hillside at dawn, watching the sun rise over their beautiful tea hills. They had not only preserved their traditions, but also demonstrated the power of community and perseverance.